Alrighty, well, we had a lovely fresh salad from the garden for lunch. And then we had to take a nap because it got hot. So now I'm out here and I am filling up pots. I've got a bunch of screens cut out here to cover this pile of pots over here. Cover all those holes. That's supposed to help keep the mealybugs out, also called pill bugs. And we are going to transplant all of my peppers from up here on the porch. Let's get up here. Sorry about that sun, it's terrible glare. And it's midday, whew, and the heat's really bad. So we have 6 peppers here, and if you can see, they're starting to grow roots out of their pots because we've had so much rain, and they're starting to want to be in the top of my tower, and we cannot have that. So here we have Grand Bell sweet peppers. These are going to be a mixed color. Here is a jalapeno hot mild, and then here's another hot mild. Here's a sweet bell pepper, and these are monster bell peppers, which are going to be just green peppers, and these ones are jalapeno early birds, hence the reason why they are already putting off buds and flowers and starting to grow jalapenos. I also have a jalapeno hot early bird in there. And over here we have a jalapeno early bird over here. So we have lots of peppers. I think altogether there's 6, 7, 8 peppers. I have 8 peppers that I have to transplant into bigger pots today. So here's hoping that we have enough soil to do all of that. So like I said, you just seen that the pots have screens cut for them, and I have started to put soil in them. Now I'll carry these one by one to the shade tent to get out of this hot sun and start transplanting them into the pots. So let's go ahead and do the first ones first, the biggest ones first, and see how far we get. So here is let's see which one's taller. The jalapeno hot and mild. Right there. There he is. So I'm going to lift him up out of the soil. He doesn't have too many roots poking out. And we're going to take him and his beautiful little bud. We're going to take him back here to the shade tent where the neighbor's central air just kicked on because it's that hot. And bring him back here into the shade tent, and then what we do is I'll stick him on my handy dandy table, pull one of these pots over here next to my tote of soil, and show you how it's done. So I'm going to put you on this tote, hopefully, the tote of soil. This tote is not very level, but there's not very many places to put you where you'll stand up. Maybe if I get you there. Alright, so here's the pepper. Here's the pot we're putting it in. So as you can see, there's a big difference. And we've already transplanted these once from the 4x4 or 3x3 to this one. And now we're going to put it in the big one where it'll stay for the rest of its existence. So let's squeeze the sides of the pot. Angel, stop it! And of course Ben is sleeping and the dogs want to bark. And then I just tip it over. Now what I do is I fan my hand I'll fan my hand and kind of put my fingers to brace the stems. And then I push the bottom just a hair. You can see it pushing in. And let it slide out. And we just slide it upside down so she slides out. This one is not as root bound, so that's good. And then, oh no! Okay, well, wasn't as root bound at all. But now that we got it in there, I just push it down in that soil. Now some of its existing soil you just seen fell all over the place, so that's a good thing. That's going to keep it nice and cozy, and it still has all of its nutrients. This looks like a little twig. I don't think we need the twig in there. Okay, now we're going to put it over here on this other tote. Let's clean up this mess quick. And all I'm going to do there is, there's the tote, there's the pepper. So I'm just going to open this tote that's full of dirt, and of course save all the dirt. So I'm opening the tote, shaking the dirt into the tote, and now we're going to go ahead and scratch my ankle. I think I just got bit by a skeeter. I got to get some mosquito stuff out here. Because back here in the back 40 it is a bit moist and damp. Okay. And now I have nowhere to put you. I just took the lid off the tote that I was going to put you on. Okay. Let's try putting you maybe there. And just shake this back a hair. Alright. That'll work. And if you see, this whole bending over thing is been what has been putting my back out. So, and actually I'm going to go ahead and pull this out just a half a second and give it some more soil to lift it up to the rim where I want it to be. So it's up to the top, and that way he's got plenty of root room to grow all of his roots. Excuse the noise in the background. The neighbors are doing construction because one of the neighbors moved out of their trailer in the last couple of weeks. So now that I got him in there, I'll turn you around quick. There you can see he's in there. Now I'm just going to backfill him so that there's soil all the way around. And his roots aren't showing. So I just take scoops of dirt, scoop it up and into this pot, and then I'm going to push it around so it's a little bit tucked in there because I don't want any air pockets, and we're not going to get rain for another day or two. So I want to make sure that there's no air pocket between the dirt that he's in and the dirt that he's going into. So we'll just shove some dirt on in there, tap it down, make sure there's no air pockets. I will give him a sprinkle of water as soon as I'm done. Not much, because we've gotten quite a bit of rain lately, and that's one of the reasons why they are growing so fast, is because of all the rain we've gotten. And I just don't want him to end up growing into the top of the grow tower, because we have more stuff we got to stick in the grow tower. I'm also supposed to be doing my sunflowers today, if I get to them. I'm hoping to, but we do have 8 of these that I have to transplant. And all this bending over is not so easy on my bones and my back. So, I'll give you a view now. Here I got him all potted in. You can see all the soil is level now. So, because this is a little bit dry, I don't have a screen to put over this, but I'm going to give him a little bit of water. Let's see if we can do it right here. Just stick his tag back in there so we know what he is. And I'm just going to take my water bucket. This already has rainwater in it from the water barrel. I'm just going to give him a quick water there. Moisten up all of his soil. Make sure it settles down into it. There's no air pockets and that soil settles nicely. There we go. He shouldn't drain because the soil in there is just a little bit dry. Alrighty. Now that that's done, now what I do is I'm going to remember where I put my vermiculite, which is over here in this tote. We're going to bring him outside here to a level position. And then I'll cover him with some vermiculite on the top so that his topsoil looks like that. I use the spray bottle full of rainwater, dampen it so that the vermiculite doesn't blow away because vermiculite is very light. And the wind blows and it'll disappear. So I'll spray it down with the spray bottle and then set it over with all of the other crops. And that's where the other tomatoes are, the cucumbers, the little jack pumpkins. Oh, let's see what else is over there. I've got the green pot, if you can see it, is one that I slip potted that peppermint into. We've got some dill and radishes in with the pumpkins and cucumbers. We've got nasturtiums in with the green beans and the wax beans. Those are also out here. Those are the two with the cages. So we'll see how that works. So anyways, I hope that this was interesting for you and you didn't get joggled around or blinded by the sun too much. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and remember, you are someone, you do matter. I love you. Go ahead and give it a try. Try something new and grow something. You don't have to grow it outside. You can use a teeny tiny little pot. Grow something small. Maybe just a flower to begin with. And then once you got that figured out, start growing something that you eat. So that way, once you grow it, you can enjoy the harvest. Until next time, we will say, ciao now.